fiance's landlord is Virginia, and our case manager is Omari. Well, so let me get you caught up to speed here on our end of things here. So, when we first came into the program, we were told that we would be given, a due allowance of time to be able to earn enough money for after finding a job to, get a savings built up and whatnot, and we wouldn't have to pay rent for a little while. But our second month in, we basically had to pay majority rent. And then ever since then, we haven't been able to try and even think of making a savings because
Omari
has been requesting us to pay a significant portion of rent. And, we got it to where we didn't pay anything for a little bit, but then all of a sudden we're getting charged late fees and then being asked to pay told we had to pay portions of the rent or be cut off from the program. And then, stress between our landlord and us because of no communication with us and Omari, or her and Omari, or us and her because Omari tells us that we can't talk to her or something like that. And,
Omari called me yesterday telling me that that I shouldn't call Virginia anymore.
It's just we've been tossed around since the beginning of this program from one case manager to the next, and then we are
sorry guys.
We get landed with Omari. At first everything seems okay, I guess, but I was getting really tired of not being able to get a savings started. We still don't have a savings, and I'm wondering what's going on, and I would I'd like to talk to you about getting the rest of our rent paid since we're only going to be on your service for another 2 months.
And we don't even have a savings built up.
And we don't have
Huh? How long have you been how long have you been at your place?
Since June 29th.
June 29th of last year.
Okay. So are you and Christian in the same unit? Are you renting 2 separate rooms?
No, we're in the same unit.
We're in the same unit. And it's just we're completely dead broke every month because we have bills that need to be paid that we cannot not pay. But then having to top that off with late fees and paying rent, any portion of rent, has been a nightmare on our finances. So half the time we've gone hungry, or because we would have to wait for the food banks to open to go and get some semblance of food, which usually got us food poisoning.
So I'm just trying to figure out the complete situation. Are you and Christian on the same lease?
Yes.
Okay. And you said you've been in since January?
June.
Since June.
Yeah, June.
Last year.
Yes.
Okay.
Zelon.
And Amari's saying that you have to be out by June.
Well, our lease that we signed says June 29th, and we haven't heard anything of extension or anything.
And Omari has been telling me that...
hold on a sec. This is Christian.
Hello, sir. My name is Christian Mackman, Ashley's fiance. Omari called me yesterday telling me that I shouldn't have any communication with Virginia whatsoever.
That you guys aren't contacting her, right?
And that Omari is not contacting her, supposedly, at all anymore. And that also, Omari has been trying to push me to get a job, which I have been trying to find a job. I've had over 400 job denials. And give me a moment. Thank you for the host, our Power Joker. Sorry, my mic. I'm a streamer. My mic's muted, just so you know, so that we can have this conversation. But you know, it's just to where my wife is the only one that's working. If we can't find another place, we're going to become homeless again because she is the only one working. So we're having to move out of state at the end of our lease.
And we have no savings built up.
We have no savings built up because Omari has been pushing us to pay it at most
we paid
three-quarters of the rent. Our first 2 months in, the first month's rent was covered, and we ended up paying over $750 for the second month. Third month we paid in full. Fourth month we paid in full.
All can be verified by our landlord.
All can be verified by Virginia. You know, and it's we don't have a savings built up because of it.
And we told Omari.
And we've told Omari that we've been trying to get a savings built up so that we have the funds on with our lives and not become homeless again.
And yet it doesn't seem to matter.
How much is your rent?
Our rent is $1,250 a month, sir.
Well, I'll have to do some digging, because, I'm looking at something right now that unfortunately is not lining up with what you're saying. I'm just telling you exactly what I'm looking at. It says full month for November, full for December, full for January. Looks like it was $50 short in February, and looks like 200 short the most recently.
Yeah,
March we paid 200 because the simple fact is that that's all we could pay. Next month we won't be able to pay anything because we have no savings. Omari's basically pushing us to go back to the streets, and I'm not going to allow that to happen.
I mean,
so I just want to be clear. So was it sounding correct back in that? It looks like there was a couple months at the end of last year that looks like that you guys were probably covering a couple hundred up to around $700 for 2 months. But since November, it looks like we've been covering most, if not all, of rent. Is that accurate? Besides most recently when you hit $200?
other than the $350 late fees that
Other
we've been
than the $300 late fees that we've been having to pay because our landlord hasn't been receiving the rent until halfway through the month.
So that money's been coming out of my pocket. I'm the only one working, barely making a $700 paycheck. And we can't afford to pay all of our bills, plus rent, plus late fees, and still have money in the bank. Let alone feed ourselves.
I can't work. I obviously can't even get a freaking doctor's appointment to confirm that. I have been denied 27 psychiatry appointments in this state alone in the last 6 years. The last one was denied out of High Point Medical, and then also I have also been denied within the last 4 months of looking for work because Omari has basically been forcing me to look for work. I've been denied 476 jobs.
So I think part of what Omari is dealing with is this is rapid rehab. It's a very specific model in which, it's temporary support that really does ask, a lot from participants to be ready to take on the rent.
But not right away though. It's kind of sad to where the programs are paying for tweakers for their entire fucking rent. There's tweakers out there who are on your guys' program that get their full month's rent paid that are destroying properties and also aren't looking for work.
And yet,
kind of sad, also confirmed by my landlord. And it's kind of sad that all I smoke is cannabis and nicotine. I have 2 months left on my lease and I can't even afford to move the fuck out. Excuse my language.
We're a little bit frustrated.
Not even a little bit frustrated. I'm severely pissed. Because I don't have a savings to be able to keep my ass off the streets because I am not going back to the freaking streets. I was promised that I would not go back to the streets by your guys' program when I first entered it.
That we would be able to...
That we would be able to build up a savings so that we can move on with our lives to be able to stay off the streets. Has that happened at all? No, it hasn't.
And we'd like to know what that's...
And I'm wanting to know what the hell's going on. I'm wanting to know what the hell's going on with my rent and who the hell is pocketing checks. Because my landlord's not receiving her rent until halfway through the fucking month. I do apologize about this, guys. Give me a couple of minutes. I am now severely pissed off. So it's not against the game, guys. Just give me a moment.
Okay, let's let him talk.
Okay, I am now severely pissed because I am going to become homeless again because your guys' program promised me something and that promise isn't being fulfilled. So I'm wanting to know if my rent for the next 2 months is going to be guaranteed. You guys are going to be getting $100 this next one. Or my landlord's getting $100 from this next month. But I'm wanting to know that my rent's going to be covered for the entirety of the time that I am at this apartment until I move out. Because I can't even afford to move out. Because of the program that was given to me when I became homeless 10 years ago when I was searching for housing. I had to go through 8 heart attacks. I had to go through jail time. I had to go through hospital stays, through shelters. I had to live with tweakers. I had to live with heroin junkies. And yet I'm getting treated worse than a fucking tweaker.
Can you explain it?
Can you explain why?
No.
Well, I mean, I can't speak to your experience, obviously. I'm not you. And I also can't speak to, either other clients or your interpretation of how other people's experience is.
It's not just my interpretation, just with my voice. It's also my interpretation with my eyes.
No, and I can't speak to that or other people's experiences. I can talk to. So I think to be perfectly honest, I respect that you're in a scary situation, and whatever happens, a sustained a plan that keeps you housed is what you need to invest in.
Well, yeah, we've been trying. How are we supposed to invest in this into something to be able to have the money to do when we can't even do that because your guys' case managers are making us pay the entire rent, it feels like, or trying to push us to pay the entire rent.
So, and I'm just saying, I'm hearing a couple different things. One thing is, you're frustrated about being pushed to get a job, while also being frustrated about the amount of support there is. So I'm just saying that, I'm happy to look more into this, and I can talk with Omari. Have you talked to Sheila, who actually manages the program?
We haven't been able to get in contact with anybody.
Okay.
I barely get in contact with Omari because he never answers his phone, his desk phone, or his cell phone when I call, and his cell phone isn't even his cell phone. Why don't you call his cell phone and allow it to go straight to voicemail, and you'll know exactly what I mean. It's under a different person, and last time I checked, Omari was a male, not a female.
What number do you have?
It's in my phone.
Hold on. Contacts. Because every single time that we receive a phone call from him, it's from an unlisted number. Phone number 206-886-4956. 886-4956.
Just to let you know, our landlord will be CCing you an email that she's going to be CCing to Omari, to Omari's manager,
and
Sheila,
to
us as well.
No, that is fine. Virginia's had Virginia's interpretation of things has been different than our interpretation on a number of things, but that, we are already working with Virginia, so that's fine. But yeah. So let me follow up with Omari and his supervisor.
Well, I also want to stress to Omari, the program is covering until the end of our lease. I'm not accepting anything else after that because I'm needing to save up to move. I need all the money that I need to move.
We can save up.
And
were you told by someone that we wouldn't be doing that?
No, I'm telling you, we haven't been able to save because of the program.
Omari said we had to pay something.
We had to pay something next month. So I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm needing the money to be able to save up for the move, plus to save up money to be able to pay off the other bills that I still have because of this program. This program was promised to us on a factor that our rent would be paid so that we are able to focus on building a savings and paying off the other bills that we have. We have not been given that. We haven't. So talk with them because I'm not paying any more rent. I'm starting my saving, which I should have started 7 months ago.
Can you speak to me? So there was a 4-month period just recently where it looks like we paid all the rent. Was there some sort of financial hardship or something that prevented?
There's a financial hardship when it's just my wife trying to work over 40 hours a week and she's the only one fucking working.
And then also all the cutbacks at work.
And plus all of the cutbacks at work due to corporate. So she's probably maybe only pushing 20 hours a week at most. So yeah, we are no longer paying rent. The program has to cover it. I want the program to cover it, and it's not even that I want it. I'm needing the program to cover it.
I'm forcing myself to work on
my wife is having to force herself to go into work when she's sick just so that we can have money left over.
Okay, well, like I said, someone will follow up with you. I'll reach out to Amari and Sheila, and someone will get back to you.
Please have it be Sheila.
So that's the main thing is you're concerned about the rent coverage for the next few months.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. No, I'll make sure someone follows up with you the next day or two.
Yeah, definitely. And I'll also be making sure that the news will be getting in contact with you guys as well for the next couple of days. Thank you. Have a nice day. I can do whatever the fuck I want to, motherfucker. I have rights.
You don't need to yell. The phone.
I know that.
It hung up and